Sabalenka's reaction didn't just go viral. It became the most replayed moment in tennis history. Cameras weren't even supposed to catch what happened courtside that day. One look, a quiet whisper. Suddenly, the whole stadium held its breath. Forget the score. This just got personal. What followed split the tennis world in two. You were either on Aryna's side or you were calling her out. But the cameras missed the real story. Here is what actually happened when two worlds collided. It is January 2026 at Melbourne Park. The Australian Open is in full swing, and Aryna Sabalenka is dominating. She arrived as the defending champion, hungry for her third title in a row. Her serves hit speeds that make pros flinch. Her shots were surgical. You could see she wasn't just playing tennis, she was sending a message. But look across the net. You will see a face the world is just starting to recognize. That is Alex Eala. The 21-year-old from the Philippines fought through qualifying and knocked out two seeded players. Now, she stands on Rod Laver Arena against a giant. This isn't just a match for Eala. It is her moment. She worked for this on worn-out courts in Manila since she was a kid, but that day, Eala had backup. Sitting right in the player's box was her boyfriend, Mateo Ramirez, a rising Filipino actor. He flew in just for this match. You could see his Instagram stories, watching greatness happen live and, "So proud of you, babe." Seeing him there wasn't strange. Players bring family and partners all the time. It is part of the game, it is their support system. But no one expected the attention he would grab, not from the fans but from Sabalenka herself. The match started predictably. Sabalenka broke Eala's serve in the second game. Her power was overwhelming. Eala fought back with skill, using drop shots and angles that make crowds love an underdog. Still, Sabalenka took the first set 6-3. Yet, Eala won something better: respect. The crowd was on her side. You could hear the roar after every point she won. And Mateo? He was on his feet for every single one. He clapped, shouted, and filmed everything like a movie scene. You couldn't miss him in the front row, wearing a bright yellow shirt with Eala's initials. The broadcast cameras loved him. They zoomed in on his energy and raw joy. That is when the glances started. Walking back to her bench, Sabalenka looked toward Eala's box. This wasn't a quick peek. It was a long, hard stare. Her face was unreadable, but her body language screamed trouble. She tilted her head. Her jaw tightened. For a second, the mask of dominance slipped. Something was bothering her. Even the commentators saw it. One announcer joked that Sabalenka wondered who the guy in yellow was. They laughed it off. But if you were watching at home, you saw the tension. You saw the start of something big. As the second set began, the energy shifted. This wasn't just tennis anymore. It was about to explode. What happens when a champion loses focus? When emotions take over the scoreboard? You were about to find out. Alex served to start the second set. She found her rhythm. You could feel the crowd rally behind her. She mixed up her shots, keeping Sabalenka guessing. Suddenly, the underdog looked dangerous. Sabalenka wasn't rattled by the tennis. She was rattled by something else. During the third game, Mateo stood up again. He didn't just clap, he shouted. Courtside microphones picked up his Tagalog words, but the emotion was universal. Pure encouragement, pure love. Cameras swung his way immediately. The broadcast replayed it seconds later. Social media lit up instantly. Boyfriend of the Year clips started circulating on Twitter. That is when Sabalenka looked directly at him. No quick glance this time. A full, sustained stare. Standing at the baseline, she bounced the ball. But her eyes weren't on Eala. They were locked on Mateo. The camera caught it perfectly. It wasn't anger. It wasn't annoyance. It was something else. People would spend the next 48 hours trying to figure it out. Jealousy? Distraction? Disgust? Everyone had an opinion. Eala noticed it too. You could see her shoulders stiffen. She looked at her box, then back at Sabalenka, completely confused. She didn't know what was happening, but she felt the shift. The atmosphere changed. The match stopped feeling like a sport and started feeling uncomfortable. Sabalenka fired a missile down the line. She walked back without celebrating. Her face was stone, but her eyes kept drifting back to the box, back to Mateo. Every look made the tension thicker. By the changeover, the internet was in chaos. Lip readers analyzed every frame. Experts tweeted about body language in real time. Fan pages posted side-by-side comparisons. Some people defended her, saying she was just focused, that athletes get intense. Others called it unprofessional. They said she had no right to stare down a spectator. But the defining moment was still coming. Sabalenka sat on her bench with a towel over her head. She turned to the umpire and muttered something barely audible. The microphones only caught fragments. Really necessary. Courtside. Distraction. That was enough. The speculation exploded. Was she complaining about Matteo? Did she want him removed? Commentators tried to move on, but the damage was done. The clip went viral in minutes. TikTok accounts added dramatic music. Twitter threads dissected every angle. Instagram turned the moment into memes. Alex Eala kept fighting. But you could see it in her eyes. This was personal now. Whatever happened next would either define her or break her. The world was watching. The court became a stage. The question was, who controls the narrative? You got the answer in real time. Third game, second set. Eala served at 1-1. She saved 2 break points, and the crowd was electric. Matteo jumped up for every point. He screamed her name after every great shot. He wasn't trying to distract anyone. He was just being a supportive partner. But for Sabalenka, it was too much. Switching sides, she walked past the umpire. She slowed down, looked up, and the microphones caught everything. "Can you please tell him to sit down? This is a professional match, not a circus." The words hit like a grenade. The umpire nodded, stunned. Sabalenka walked to her bench. Her face was hard. Her jaw was set. She wasn't backing down. She wanted action, and she wanted it now. The broadcast team heard it and cut away fast. But it was too late. A dozen people watching the live stream had already screen-recorded the clip. Within 5 minutes, it hit Twitter. 10 minutes in, 500,000 people had watched it. 20 minutes later, it trended globally. The comments turned into a battlefield. "She's right. He's disrespectful. Are you kidding me? Let the man cheer for his girlfriend. Sabalenka is just losing focus. This happens when you can't handle the pressure." Matteo did nothing wrong. It's pure jealousy. She is a champion. She has the right to demand focus. The tennis world split down the middle. Former players chimed in. Analysts argued on live TV. Even people who don't watch tennis became experts on courtside manners. Through the noise, the match dragged on. But Aryna's game fell apart. You could see it happen in real time. Her serve started missing. Her shots lost their edge. She double-faulted twice in one game. The scoreboard didn't lie. Sabalenka broke her serve, then broke it again. The second set ended 6-1. The match slipped away. Not because of skill, but because of the vibe, the pressure, the words. When Aryna sat down after the set, she didn't look at her box. She avoided Matteo's gaze. She stared at the ground, tears filling her eyes. The camera zoomed in. The world watched a young woman trying to keep it together. This wasn't the plan. This was supposed to be her big moment, her fairy tale. Instead, it turned into a nightmare. Matteo felt the shift and sat down. He stopped cheering. He froze. He just watched, helpless, as the woman he loved fought a battle she couldn't win. She wasn't losing because she lacked skill. The game had become about something else. And Sabalenka? She didn't celebrate. She didn't smile. She played cold, efficient tennis. She got the silence she wanted. She got control. But at what cost? The crowd turned on her. Boos mixed with the applause. It felt wrong, and everyone knew it. By the third set, the story had changed. It wasn't about who would win. It was about what they had lost. Respect. Sportsmanship. The line between competing and being cruel. As Sabalenka served, the internet wrote the ending. Not the match score, but the legacy defining them both. When does competition go too far? When does a winner become the villain? The answer unfolded live, and nobody could look away. The match ended in 87 minutes. Sabalenka won 6-3, 6-1, 6-2. She shook Aryna's hand. Cold, quick, no words, just protocol. She waved, packed her bag, and skipped the interview. Champions don't usually do that, but Sabalenka knew. She knew what waited for her. The questions, the backlash, the storm. She was right. Within an hour, comments flooded the Australian Open social accounts. You didn't see highlights of her win. You saw clips of the stare, the comment, the moment the mood shifted. The algorithm fed the fire. TikTok videos analyzed every second. Twitter threads debated if she crossed a line. A fan account with 200,000 followers posted a viral video. It showed a split screen, Sabalenka's cold stare on one side, Aryna fighting back tears on the other. The caption read, "This is what happens when ego kills the spirit of the game." It got 4.3 million views in 12 hours. Pros started weighing in. A former Wimbledon champ tweeted, "Players have the right to request focus. Behavior matters." But others pushed back hard. A retired American star said, "My family screamed their lungs out for me. That's love." This wasn't about distraction. It was about control. The debate grew bigger than tennis. It became about power. About telling women to smile and stay quiet. About privilege. Every angle got analyzed. Opinions turned into weapons. Then Matteo spoke. He posted a single Instagram story, no caption. Just a photo of Aryna, mid-swing, looking fierce. The message was clear. He stood by her. He wasn't apologizing. He supported the woman he loved. The post got millions of views. Comments flooded in. Some praised him. Others told him to stay out of it. Fan pages made him a symbol. The memes started. Matteo versus Sabalenka trended. It was absurd. It was exhausting. It spun out of control. Meanwhile, Aryna stayed silent. Her team said she needed time, but her silence made the rumors louder. Was she angry? Was she embarrassed? Was she heartbroken? Journalists wrote think pieces. Headlines read, "The Courtside Controversy That Broke Tennis. When Champions Become Bullies. The Sabalenka Problem." Columns asked if tennis needed stricter rules for fans. Podcasts dedicated episodes to it. Everyone had a side, and one question kept coming up. What would Sabalenka say? Would she apologize? Would she double down? The world waited. The longer she stayed silent, the louder the noise became. Silence isn't neutral online. Silence is a statement. Hers was deafening. In a recorded world, every reaction is content. Who controls the story? 48 hours later, Sabalenka finally spoke. No press conference, no statement, just an Instagram post. The photo showed her celebrating on the court. The caption was short. Tennis is a mental game. Respect the court, respect the fight. On to the next round. That was it. No apology, no mention of the drama, just a nod to professionalism. The comments exploded. Supporters praised her strength. Critics called it a fake apology. Some said she was classy. Others called her a coward. Her sponsors stayed quiet. Her coach gave a bland statement. The WTA said nothing, claiming she broke no rules. Technically, she hadn't done anything wrong. She made a request to the umpire. She didn't yell. She didn't cause a scene. But the public didn't care about technicalities. Finally, Aryna spoke. She posted a video. No makeup, no script, just her in a hotel room, looking tired. She spoke for 2 minutes. "I came here to play tennis, to compete. I didn't come for drama. I didn't want to go viral. But I won't be silenced. My boyfriend was supporting me." That's what people who love you do. They show up, they cheer. If that's a distraction, maybe the problem isn't him. Maybe it's how we view support. I didn't lose because of him. I lost because I let the noise break me. Never again. The clip hit 6 million views in 24 hours. Major sports outlets shared it. Morning shows played it. The mood shifted fast. A messy argument turned into a rallying cry. Aryna stopped being just a tennis player. She became a symbol of grit. She refused to feel small. Matteo shared her post. "Proud of you always." The tennis world split in two. One top 10 player tweeted, "Let's normalize being loved loudly. Let's support without shame." Others kept their mouths shut. Some backed Sabalenka, saying focus comes first and players must control their space. Brands looked closer. Aryna's follower count exploded. Sponsors flooded her inbox. She got more famous in 3 days than in her whole career. But she didn't want this fame. It wasn't about her skills. It was about being the victim in a messy story. Sabalenka kept moving up. She kept winning. But the post-match interviews felt weird. Every press conference brought up the fight. She stayed cold. "I'm here to play tennis, that's all." Sponsors watched. PR teams planned. Sports isn't just about scores anymore. It's about your story. It's about how you make people feel. And right then, people didn't feel good about Aryna. Did she care? Is winning enough? Or do broken things stay broken, even with trophies? The game ends. The fight goes on. Who really wins? 3 weeks later, the Australian Open finished. Sabalenka won title number 3. She crushed everyone. She dropped only one set. She proved she owns the hard court. The ceremony went perfectly. She gave a nice speech. She thanked the team, the fans, the organizers. Big smiles. She held the trophy up. But it felt flat. The clapping was polite, not wild. Social media stayed quiet. Headlines ignored her dominance. They focused on the drama, the stare, the words, the ego clash on the court. Aryna left Melbourne with no trophy. But she took something else, a platform, a voice, a real connection. She spoke about pressure, about double standards, about needing loud support in a world that wants women to shrink. She became a movement. Matteo stayed by her side, quieter now, more careful, but still there. He learned the cost of being seen. No regrets. Real love doesn't act for cameras, it just shows up. That's enough. The tour moved on. New rivalries started, but we didn't forget. Podcasts talked about it for months. It became a lesson in psychology classes, a debate on fan behavior, a question about what champions owe us. Forget the analysis, it showed a deep truth. We don't just watch for the game, we watch for emotion, for the cracks. We say we want respect, but we click on drama. Players get stuck in the middle. Be a warrior, but be a role model. Be open, but not weak. We ask for perfection. It's impossible. When they fail, when they act human, we judge them hard. Sabalenka is a legend. 3 titles, a massive serve, a fighter who never quits. But people remember that moment. The stare, the words, how she made a young player feel small. Legacy isn't just what you win, it's how you win. It's who you hurt on the way up. Aryna will be remembered too, not as a loser, as the woman who spoke up, who demanded support. She turned pain into change. She won something bigger than a slam. Respect. Tennis is just a game. How we treat people lasts forever. That's what sticks. And we are left with a question. No one has the answer. Was Sabalenka wrong? Or was she just acting like a champion, blocking out noise? If she was right, why does it feel like a loss? Why does winning feel empty when you take someone's dignity? Maybe there is no right answer. Maybe that is the point. The world isn't black and white. It's gray. We judge from afar. We don't feel the pressure they feel. Tennis goes on. Champions rise and fall. We watch the drama. We pick sides. That is the real game. We play it in the comments, in our hearts. We decide what matters and who we stand for, one moment at a time. This wasn't just tennis, it was a mirror. Sports are human, messy. Champions aren't always heroes. Underdogs aren't always right. The battle is about how we choose to fight. We will tell this story for years. We will analyze it every time this happens again. These moments shape the sport. They teach the next generation. The only question that matters is for you. How do you use your power? And when you lose it, how do you take it back?